as always, it's always good to have you guys here to join us to talk about Maryland football. Pretty productive bye week. Got some guys healthy. Had opportunity to work on just us in practice, as well as the reps that we need, the practice reps, the development of our team and our younger players, as well as able to evaluate our program as to where we are. But here's what I found out more than anything with this break, because during the season it's like you're in the forest and you don't see the trees, and when you have this bye, it really gives you a chance. For the first time, I got a chance to watch college football, and boy, what a landscape the game has become. All the things that I got really excited about with how this landscape has changed with portal and NIL, and it's brought parity to college football. And when you look across the country, which I had a chance this weekend to just almost become a fan, after doing the things we need to do to get our stuff corrected, but just to really be able to organically look and see some of the games and some of the results. It just the theme of college football is expect the unexpected. It's been a wild season in terms of showing what it looks like or what it can look like. And, the thing, when I took that mentality as I approached the bye week, and it starts with that our past doesn't dictate what happens moving forward. We've had some seasons around here where we've been a little further ahead at this point, and then we call what I call the middle eight of our season, which is the middle part, we've struggled. And so what I've told our team is that our past doesn't dictate our future. And what we've got to do is grab every opportunity that we have available to us. And the next one is against a team, Northwestern, and when you watch them on tape, a very similar team, and you look at how they played Indiana, that parity that I saw across the country is alive and well when Northwestern comes in, because they're a good team. They've got some good players, dynamic pass rusher, number 4 on defense. On the offensive side of the ball, they're going to try to create the ability to run the football, the misdirection, and they basically make you beat yourself. And when you talk about grabbing every opportunity, there's no player that exemplifies that more to me than what Billy Edwards Jr. Has done for us. Billy has grabbed the opportunity, and it's funny because when you study and see, and for the first time, like I said, having a chance to just see where college football is, I'm really excited because of you look at what Billy's been able to do in just a short opportunity. He's somebody that exemplifies grabbing and taking advantage of the opportunity presented, and he's not just probably one of the best quarterbacks in our league right now, but also one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And now what I'm excited to do as we've started in our prep is to see how all the different adjustments and all the different tweaks that we needed to make as we take a look at the first 5 games, how the creativity that we've come up with and all those things the past week and a half that we've had to prepare, how they play out. And so Friday night we're back at home, a night game, great opportunity for our team, a great opportunity for this DMV community, Terpsville community, to get back in here. And we need you here. We need to create that environment as the season starts to come to an end, the recruiting and the portal window, all those things open up, and we need to make sure we're putting our best foot forward, I know as a program, but then also as a community and supporting our program, and we need that extra juice. I think it's a blackout game, and I know our players are excited about being back home with another opportunity after having to sit in the last game or the last opportunity, sit in it for a couple of weeks. We're excited to get back going. To lead us in game captains for this week be Billy Edwards Jr., Ike Bunyan, and Kellen Wyatt will serve as our game captains going into Northwestern. And with that, I'll open it up to whatever questions you guys have.
And Mike, you mentioned the open week and getting healthy, in particular Ty, KP, and Dante. Can you update us on their status and if we expect to see them Friday night?
Yeah, 2 of the 3 have practiced. We have 2 days left preparation this week where, we'll see how the one that hasn't practiced, how he manages it. It's hard to say he's out yet. Leaving out this morning after having our staff meeting. Today, we'll know a lot more today after the one guy gets checked out. But 2 of the 3 will be back and ready to go. And I don't normally get into injuries and stuff just like that, but 2 of the 3 are good to go.
And I assume you're not going to let us know which 2 of the 3 are good.
Not yet. I need to probably. Yeah, of course. That's what I was trying to get at. I mean, I really don't know if the 3rd can't go until I go back over there. It just happened at a bad time for me to be able to comment, because normally I say all 3 are good to go. My bet, I am thinking that all 3 will be good to go. We did a procedure on one of the 3 where it's just how it takes after having the procedure done. So 2 of the 3 good to go, man.
Can you tell us what their names rhyme with? No.
I hate injury reports, man,
During the bye week, you were able to take a really good look at what you guys were doing right and wrong. Defensively, what do you feel is coming along, and where do you feel things are not where they need to be right now?
Yeah, you know what? So I always told you guys our winning formula is win the big play battle. And as I told my partner in the front here, we like to get 12 or more is our goal on offense, and then defensively to limit the big plays. And the 2 losses we've had, we've won the turnover battle. We've lost the penalty battle in one of the 2. And then the big one that just jumps out is we've lost what I call the middle 8, as well as the big play battle in the 2 losses we've had. And so I hate getting into the police report of it, but those are things we can control. The middle 8 are the last drive on offense and defense in the first half and the first drive of the second half. And that's where, when I talk about not being complimentary, like there's a time where 2 of the 3 games, we've scored a touchdown right before the half, and then we've given up a late score, which our defense had played great. The Indiana game, and they give up the late score before the half, and now we're behind in the middle 8. And so, to me, the area on defense is we've got to obviously control the middle 8 better, and that's more complementary offense and defense because we both play a role in that. But the area for us on defense is the 2 games we've lost. I think we were 2-1 big plays. I think they had 14 and we had 7 in our last game, where, when people are generating 14 explosives, that is a huge, huge thing for us. And we won the turnover battle in all of our games except 1. So those areas are areas of improvement, but we still have things that we can control. And to me, the big plays on defense comes from missed tackles or missed assignments, and that to me is about communicating. If we need to limit some things, when you have some young corners, some of the big plays have come on young corners, continue to teach the technique and develop them there.
And then expanding on Northwestern, a team that they've taken some lumps as well, but what jumps off the
They have,
tape?
man, but you watch college football, teams take lumps. There's a few teams that took lumps this week that in certain parts of the country people aren't happy in. And that's why when I talk about the opportunity we have as a community, as a program, as a university, the positivity of kind of where we're going and how the opportunity of what the new landscape gives us, it's the sky's the limit. The best is ahead. And that's, to me, I know we want it now. And I promise you right now, I open my mouth, talked about winning championships. That's the habits we're trying to create to win them. And to me, though, we got great opportunity the way college football is nowadays for, a program like ours that has done more with less.
When it comes to the secondary, I know you mentioned
I can't hear you. Can you speak up a little bit?
When it comes to the secondary, I know you mentioned young players. What's kind of your and Coach Williams' philosophy now? Is it picking a couple guys and sticking with them now that you're kind of midway through the season almost, or is it continuously shuffling guys until you find that right pairing?
Yeah, I don't think it's a continuous shuffle. I think it's a continuous development. And if you've noticed in our program, kids pop up out of nowhere because of how we practice. And so one of the areas when you put 4 guys in the NFL like we've done from our secondary the last few years, this is a natural kind of growth. And what I think you've seen is the way we've recruited that room. Really talented, and what we've got to do is continue to gain the experience of playing the ball, playing with confidence as a young player when you get thrown out into the deep end of the pool like we've had to do. And so the philosophy is we're going to keep developing guys, and as they get better in practice, as we see it, they'll get opportunities in games to go try to compete to see if they can create value for us on defense.
Hey, Coach. I know
Ahmed.
I know you've talked about just the bye week. Chance to drill into what goes right, what's going wrong, drill into the basics as well. But I know after last game you mentioned the penalties were something you were going to continue to drill into. So just want to ask you, I just kind of through this stretch, I guess, where do you feel like from like a day-to-day perspective or in practice, what are the kind of the things that you do to kind of limit those?
Yeah, man. If somebody here has some great ideas, let me know. I mean, again, I always go back and check my quotes on this. Go back to raising kids, man. I told them 100 times the magic number. Do it 101. A lot of people make a lot of, again, penalties. I hate them. I mean, I die with every one because, it's funny how some things are viewed when you view penalties by a Maryland coach team by me and, some of the things we've seen on TV that have happened. And, to me, this is the generation we deal with. We have to continue to change, find ways to show them how it hurts. Like for me, I can tell you, I think there's a lot been made. I take situations that happen in games very seriously, and we look at situational football and we present it to our players. And one of the things that has popped up is the whole gun thing and the shooting the guns and the raising the shirts. Well, I spent Monday talking to my team about, when you have a penalty in one of the games this week, you hear for brandishing a weapon. Well, I had a son killed with a weapon. That's not something that I take, it's not funny. And so I had to share with my team that I get it. You look all across the country, NFL, people are doing those actions, and sometimes people interpret things a certain way depending on who you are. And for me, I just told my team how the importance of us understanding, that's not who I want us to represent. And so I go through all that to say penalties are going to be part of the game. I hate it. Our fans hate it. We're going to stop using the word undisciplined because I promise you, Coach Lox is a disciplined guy, and he runs a disciplined program, and the players in our program are held accountable for things when they don't do right. But I'm also in the business of teaching young people that when you make poor decisions, boom, something's going to happen. We teach and we move on to the next one. Now, if it becomes a habit, then I change people out. And that's how it works.
Coach, with what's been going on in college football right now, is it your feeling that the addition of the new teams to the Big Ten and the way the season has gone with Ohio State number 2 and Penn State number 4 and Oregon, have we kind of surpassed the SEC? I mean, you see the good SEC teams struggling every week.
I ain't getting into that one, bro. You can figure that out on your own. I know this. I coach in a league that I think offers the best of both worlds to student athletes. I mean, a lot is made about the landscape, but the sweet sauce inside of the Jones Hill House is we care about the kids in our program, and we are looking to develop them not just as football players but as people. When you come to comparing, I tell our guys, we're running our race here at Maryland. We're running our race in the Big Ten. I don't concern kind of what I've been in that league, and so I think we are in one of the best leagues, if not the best league. But as far as comparing and surpassing and all that, I'll let y'all count all of my penalties up and figure that out, and then you write about what you think. But I ain't gonna write your article for you on that one, Bruce.
You mentioned Billy Edwards. How has he handled kind of personal success, balancing that with team success?
He's a team guy. Billy is the ultimate team guy. These traits and characteristics were displayed before he became a starter, before he became, Billy the Kid. He was a guy that cared enough about his team and his teammates that as he embraced his role as the backup to one of the all-time great quarterbacks to play here at Maryland, and he did it through kind of that servant leadership. He kind of served as Leah's the backup, but here's what he is now. He is and we need to make sure we write about him, that he is a bona fide star at quarterback, and his future is really bright. And I say that not to put pressure on Billy because I spent a lot of time with Billy. We were here I think till 12:30, 1 o'clock last night, and he has the mind of a coach and the skill of a player. He has the leadership qualities that you want. We've got a really good system that I think with every game, you continue to see him get better and better. And I mean, it's part of his development in our program. You know, the offensive staff with Josh leading it, and the O-line guys, Brads and Robo and Brian, and then Latrell and Kevin Sumlin. Those guys have all done a really good job of supporting the offensive system and fitting it to what Billy, as I said, you know, it's time to, you know, you never hear people talk. I didn't hear his name spoken about this weekend as I watched a lot of TV and a lot of games, and, you know, he's one of the highest rated quarterbacks in the country, and I don't know why. You know, I know we had this narrative because, you know, he's a backup. Well, he's our starter, and he's playing at a pretty high level.
Coach, after a loss heading into kind of an early season bye week, how do you approach it, like as a coach, and what do you tell the players about how they should handle the week off?
Yeah, we don't have a week off, so we got right back to work and digesting it. You know, I hate going into a bye this way. I don't even know the stat on it, but I just know I felt pretty crappy after games before the bye, and 2 weeks of sitting in it. You know, I talk about therapy. We talk about sitting in it. You just kind of, it gives you a chance. And one of the toughest things is improving is almost tougher than winning. Because when you're winning, you have the result that motivates you. But when you're improving, you got to look deep down inside. And as you guys kind of starting to learn about me, I'm pretty a deep thinker, reflective guy that goes levels and layers deep and do a lot of work for you guys. But I try to tell our team, let's do the football part on the front end to where we get a start on our upcoming opponent. We also always look to say kind of a Terrapin improvement plan. What things do we need to improve upon? To me, the big plays on offense, we hadn't generated them in the games that we lost, and then on defense, we gave them up. Why and how? Well, defense was a lot of missed tackles in a couple of those games that we lost, as well as missed alignments, and so we can get that fixed. On offense, it's one block away, a catch instead of a tip. So those things are all correctable, but then you got to get away from it. And to me, I was able to go to one of my favorite restaurants, is Grill Marks in College Park. Man, Jackie and that group take great care of me over there, and I do my radio show there. I hung out and watched it, kind of like tailgating, like a fan, and I'm just, you hear all I mean, y'all some smart people. The media, when y'all do games, y'all got good insight. So I got a lot of information, but it just blew my mind away. The parity that has come to college football is a lot like the big league, the NFL, and that, you know, 9-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers makes a playoff run. And that's where I keep saying it's just one game for all of us, and I understand that means, like, hey, it is what it is, but let's think big picture. Let's think positive. We got the transfer portal coming open here soon, and we need our Terpsville supporters to be real positive, because the church gates are opening up here soon, and we need to have positivity about the program, about the kids, about the direction. And we all have a part, including you guys. We got a lot of good things that we've done in the first 5 games. Let's point those out.
Hey, Coach. How's it going? To stay on the topic of the bye week.
He get nervous when I start getting philosophy. All right, go ahead.
To stay on the topic of the bye week, you mentioned the penalties, but has there been a particular area of focus that you guys have worked on this last week?
As far as penalties or in just any area?
Just in general.
Well, I mean, again, most of our self-improvement, I mean, comes from individually getting better at the fundamentals. One of the things I've tried to do is look at, do I have the right players doing the right things on all 3 phases? You know, whether it's returners, who are the guys that give us a chance where a return game becomes a weapon and doesn't hurt us? What guys do we need to emphasize getting the ball a little bit more now that we've seen 5 games of a body of work on offense? On defense, hey, who's productive and efficient at doing certain things, and then making sure that our game plans reflect the things we do well, while also developing those the ability to hit the curveball or the things we don't do well. That's it? All right. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.